Hi guys, on today's episode of I Wish People in the alt community would stop diddling kids. Hi, it's been a while. I went to London and then I went to a festival called Crossfaith here in Belgium. The same festival that Ronnie Radke is now publicly calling out for allowing to perform. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not, because as controversial as Radke is, hold on before you sue me, I do have to agree with him on this one. And I don't like doing that a lot, but I will have to, because Ronnie Radke, the lead singer of Falling in Reverse, if you didn't know, now you know, he's a controversial guy in the scene, but this time he is using his controversialness for a good cause because he has called out Crossfaith. Crossfaith, the band, was supposed to go on tour with Falling in Reverse in 2025 on their European leg, of their tour, but they got kicked off. And now it's clear why. Because there's a pedophile in the group. And I'm laughing because I'm really uncomfortable. So, grass pop's over. A few days later, we get a almost 4-minute long video from Radke on his socials talking about how Grass Pop, the organizers and the promoters, are pieces of shit because they allowed kid diddlers on their festival. A festival where there are also kids. I personally saw kids on the festival. He called out the organizers and the promoters for Grass Pop for multiple different reasons, and I want to do the same because Live Nation are money-hungry wolves, and I think the main thing that I'm going to talk about today, is the fact that Crossfaith are kid diddlers. I swear, is it possible for, alternative bands to not have some sort of controversy, whether it's cheating, as I'm looking at you, Dave Grohl, or, touching minors, or wanting to touch minors, I should say that. Aside from that, I should also say, everything in this video is alleged. Everything I'm going to be talking about is alleged. These are assumptions. These are allegations. These are not proven. These are allegations. Don't sue me. I do not have the money for a lawyer. Please. So if we take a quick look at the lineup, we can see that Friday, June 20th, Falling in Reverse was one of the headliners. 2 days later, on Sunday, June 22nd, Crossfaith was also scheduled. Now, Radke has made it public that, he kicked Crossfaith off of their European tour, but also that he said he never wanted to be in the same room as them, which he wasn't, but he was at the same festival. And I do agree with him, for once, that it's very that Grass Pop allowed them to play at their festival because Radke alarmed them. Radke notified them. Radke was like, hey, Crossfaith, we were supposed to go on tour with them, but we didn't. Because one of the almost 40-year-old members was messaging a 14-year-old. Now, normally I would like to play devil's advocate, not for, the kid touching stuff, but like, oh no, maybe they couldn't kick them off because it was, no. Festivals have a backup plan. If a band cancels, they can easily replace that band. If they were to have to kick off a band, they could easily replace a band. Grass Pop is one of the biggest festivals in Belgium. They have a big budget. They're organized by Live Nation. So there were enough people, behind the scenes that when warned could have been like, maybe we should change them. But they didn't, because why would they? Now, let's watch Radke's, let's watch part of Radke's 4-minute ramble that is now deleted because he also got shadow banned or like banned. I don't know. It got deleted. He got, not allowed on Instagram for a day, and then he came back and then he posted more screenshots, which he posted 2 minutes before I recorded this video. So there is info still coming out, but I couldn't stay silent because what the The fact that there's kids at the festival too, bro. I fucking love Grass Pop. I love the lineup. They are a big enough festival to afford Iron Maiden, Slipknot, Nine Inch Nails, Korn, Judas Priest. They can afford to kick off a smaller band.
Messages to the promoters of Grass Pop and any festivals with Crossfaith on it. Crossfaith was on my European tour with me And then we found out that one of the members tried to meet up with a 14-year-old girl. He's 37 years old. Once we found that out, we tried to quietly kick them off and make sure they weren't on any festivals, including Grass Pop. We notified the promoters, and they said they would kick them off. Grass Pop not only let them play, ignored that he tried to meet up with a 14-year-old girl, let them play still. So Grass Pop promoters, this one's for you. You are condoning the actions of a and you think it's okay that they can just go around to your crowds with your little kids in it and do the same thing to you guys. That's what you're letting me know. Literally, here's the screenshots of one of the guys from Crossfaith talking to a 14-year-old girl.
I'm not gonna talk about the screenshot he posted in the video. I'm gonna instead pull up all the screenshot he just posted on his Instagram, because what the f. So this is a text thread from Daiki, the guitarist of Crossfaith, and a 14-year-old fan. Daiki is 37, almost 40. Next year, come stand right in front of me. When that time comes, I want to see you. Can't wait. What's your name? I'm gonna block out their name just for privacy reasons, because that's a 14-year-old and I don't want anyone to harass them. I don't, whatever. Then he says, you are beautiful. And of course, as a fangirl, you're gonna be like, oh my God. She was like, I only paid attention to you at your show. Once again, fangirl behavior. I'm not blaming her. That's a 14-year-old. I'm not blaming the victim. If you do blame the victim, then you deserve to be called a dumb piece of shit. He's like, thank you. I noticed you too. Fall for me even more, okay? You are 37. That's a 14-year-old. I have no idea about the place, so I'll go on a big solo adventure in Dortmund. You have band members. Go take a hike. He's like, do you have any recommendations for places to visit? And she's like, hey, these two, Leipzig and Berlin, they're pretty, they are. And she's like, just wanted to tell you, I'm only 14, would like to be older. Is that a big problem for you because of my age? I understand if it's a problem for you. I'm of course a fan of you and the band, and I will still be there next year. So she lets him know, hey, I'm 14, I'm a minor. That man is 37. He's like, you're so young, but very mature. I'm 37 years old, but I don't think that's a problem. You're so mature for your age. Shut the f up. But I don't think that's a problem. No, clearly you don't, you f***ing pedophile. Alleged pedophile, sorry. Then he asks her if she's familiar with the area. She's like, yeah. He's like, do you live close by? She's like, no, not really. I'm like 4 hours away, which, yeah, Germany is a big country. Woo. He's like, that's pretty far. What a shame. If it were closer, I would have asked you to show me around. Get a tour guide. Pull up Google Maps. Ask your tour manager. Go with your band members. And then she's like, oh yeah, I would have loved to, but next year when when you come again, da 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 da. And he's like, when that time comes, I want to see you. Can't wait. Yeah, that's a 37-year-old flirting with a 14-year-old. And I'm sorry, but if anyone tries to blame the victim in this situation, I will come through your screen. And I promise you, I will shove my fist so far up your... Anyway, that is a fangirl. I've been one. There's a lot of women that openly say like, oh yeah, I was 12 going to a One Direction concert and I shaved my entire body. Even though it's not legal, you don't think about that until you're that age and you're like, that's kind of weird. At least you're supposed to. Not Daiki. No. Daiki thinks, oh, he's 37. But yeah, a 14-year-old, that should be fine. She's a fangirl. Of course she's going to be like, oh, you're so pretty. Oh yeah, I would have loved to show you around. Because that's a 14-year-old girl. Let's continue with Radke's video, because there's more to talk about. Sadly, I wish it wasn't, but there is.
Then I notified the other people in the band, and this is what they said.
And then he shares screenshots of texts he sent to Kenta, the lead singer of Crossfaith. And I'm truly sorry. Of course, none of the other members knew about this. And while I know it may not be an excuse, he himself didn't know that the person was 14 years old. We understand this is a serious matter and we're committed to addressing it properly within our band and team. It honestly breaks my heart. This was such an incredible opportunity and I'm really disappointed in how things have turned out. He didn't know. Oh my God. If someone tells you, hey, I have screenshots of one of your band members being a f***ing pedophile, the first thing you're gonna say is, oh, but he didn't know, even though the screenshots include him being like, oh, you're 14? That's fine. Second, we understand this is a serious matter and we're gonna address it with our band and team. Yeah, they didn't address it until Radke posted a video, and then they posted a bullshit apology, which I'll get into in a second. Radke replies, he did know. Actually, read what I said. Daiki showed me the DM thread and said that he only found out the person was 14 at the end. He said he realized it was a serious problem and decided to stop replying immediately. Once again, utter fucking bullshit, because he asked them to show him around, to come to the concert next year, to be like, oh, you're 14? That's not too bad. He knew. How do you not know? At 37 years old, you are talking to a 14-year-old. Keeping it in your band is unacceptable. He's a predator. You know, true words. I can't say anything else because, like...
Promoter of Grass Pop, you should be ashamed of yourself, not only for the pedophilia, you allowing these bands to go on your festivals, knowing that they're talking to 14-year-old girls, also for how bad your catering is. You get all these bands there.
I'm going to talk about something else real quick about Grass Pop that pissed me off. It was 30 degrees the entire 4 days. It was 30 degrees and 31 and 32 and 30. And they promised us free water. Now, free water, of course, lovely, bare minimum. Except there were 15-minute lines without shade to fill up your water bottle. There was barely no shade because it's Grass Pop. Grass, it's in the name. It's in an open field. There's no shade, barely any shade. I saw people sitting underneath some like tables just to be in the shade, and the small spaces that had shade were cramped with people trying to get in there. People from the crew, like security, camera, whatever, they had these trash cans filled with ice and water to hold their drinks cool, and they had to basically offer it up so people could dip their hats in. I dipped a scarf in there so we could keep cool and not get a heat stroke. Prices were outrageous. Camping was not free. Showers for campers, also not free, used to be. Yeah, and just, it's 30 degrees. You don't have enough spaces to fill up water bottles. There is queues of 15 minutes until you can fill up your water bottle in the burning sun. And the prices for water bottles, you know, at like drink stands are outrageous.
Everybody out there, I was going to be silent about it and let it go away and let the band fire the guy. They refused to fire him. So that means the kids are not protected. You need to protect these fucking teenagers. This guy needs to be kicked out of the band and probably prosecuted. Protecting the kids until something like this happens, and then you guys all go quiet. You guys all go quiet because you're scared that you're going to ruffle some feathers and piss off some managers and stuff. Fuck them. Crossfaith, you fucking pedophiles. You're lucky we didn't see you when you guys got kicked off our little mini run. I'd s the shit out of you. How dare you defend that?
Yeah, that's just basic Radke threads, don't. But the last thing he says, I do want to include. Normally I'd cut it out, but I do think this is,
I was done, but I'm not done. I just want to remind you guys, my daughter is 12 years old. 12 years old. This girl that he was trying to meet up with is 14 years old.
So I do get why he said, I would slap the shit out of you. Say what you want about Radke. I've said a lot about Radke. Not publicly, because I'm scared of him. Which is crazy to admit, but, I am. Say what you want about Radke. But he does have a point. I'm gonna have to agree with him. I don't like doing it. I don't do it a lot. But I'm not a pedophile. I don't condone being a fucking pedophile. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with Radke here. Now, final part. Let's get into the apology. To our fans and everyone following the recent events. In the light of the current situation and the speculation circulating online, we have made the difficult decision to cancel the remaining 4 shows of our European tour. And then a list of the festivals you're going to cancel. This is not a decision we take lightly, but one we feel is necessary to avoid any unexpected incidents and to ensure the safety and well-being of everyone involved. Our fans, our crew, and the festival organizers. Buddy, the call is coming from inside of the house. We understand the disappointment this may cause, and we deeply apologize to everyone who is looking forward to seeing us. Thank you for your continued support and understanding during this time. As for the future of Crossfaith, we are currently in discussions internally. This is a serious matter that requires careful thought, and we want to make sure any decisions are made with the utmost responsibility and clarity. We will share an official update as soon as we are ready. We appreciate your patience, support, and understanding as we navigate this complex and emotional moment. Crossfaith. How dare you? How dare you? I'm sorry. You find out a member that is 37 allegedly is talking to a 14-year-old girl. And your first instinct isn't to be like, hey, get this guy the fuck out of here. No, your instinct is to be like, guys, we're really sorry we got caught. We're gonna talk about it internally. You couldn't have talked about it internally when Ronnie Radke messaged you and been like, hey, guy's a pedophile. And you could have been like, hey, guy's a pedophile. Maybe he shouldn't be in a band anymore. But no, you didn't. Why? Because it was silent. Because you didn't care unless it got public. You didn't care. You are sorry for being caught. Because if that video was not made public, you would have stayed silent. And we all know that. The comments are so disgusting. I'm sorry, but the amount of comments that are like, I don't know what they're talking about, but we love you. Go touch some grass and read about what the is going on. Because I'm sorry, if you don't care that someone is a pedophile, hey, then you're kind of weird. The amount of people that are like, oh, it's Ronnie Radke, so it must be false. Which, it's assumptions, it's accusations. Nothing is said yet. But, there's screenshots. So immediately assuming that because the messenger is a guy who is controversial, that then everything he is coming out with is false, kind of, don't you think? Little, don't you think? Anyway, yeah, hi, welcome to my return to YouTube. I'm really angry right now because the more that comes out about this, the more I realize that either people will blindly follow the person they care about even though they don't know them. Like parasocial relationships, go touch some grass, please. If someone is outed as a pedophile or assumed to be a pedophile, then you are not going to blindly follow them. Then you're going to be like, hey, let me take a step back. Let me take 2 steps back and be like, hey, what the Anyway, yeah, you're welcome. This is your catch up on the news in alternative media music scene that I didn't wish was news, because why? I am severely disappointed, not only in the fact that a 37-year-old man apparently also blamed it on his culture that he was talking to a 14-year-old girl, but also just Grass Pop and Live Nation and the promoters and the organizers and everyone involved in this assumed, probably, maybe, not, I don't want to be sued, guys. I don't want to be sued. Listen. Please be safe. Please be safe. Don't talk, if you're a minor, don't talk to adults. Well, if you're a minor, tell a trusted adult that an adult is flirting with you. Also, grab some water, grab a snack, take your meds, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video. I don't know when it's going to be because my upload schedule is kind of, but I'm keeping an eye on this. I don't want to be, but it's fine. And I'll see you guys in another video. Yeah, just please don't support Crossfaith.